Hello everyone, welcome to the Watch Poplars. Today I'm going to be planting 2 larches and also, I guess 2 sugar maples as well. And I'll show you those. So here are the larches. I just got these I got this morning, and also Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. These are some of my presents. I got 2 sugar maples, and don't mind the dogs barking over there, and then I got 2 larches. We live in a much warmer climate than larches grow in naturally, and I hope our winters are long enough that they can be healthy. But you can see it still has some of its needles on. These, I guess, are the ones that didn't fall off. They're barely even falling off when I do this, but based on how close all the buds are, this is definitely a deciduous tree. And I don't know, that looks like a bud. Yeah, so it looks like a larch. It doesn't look like a defoliated spruce tree or fir tree. And yeah, it's a larch. So yeah, now I'm gonna plant them into their containers. If these are not already, they feel like they're in their own container, but I'll see. And I'll probably do some root work on them, because these trees break dormancy quite early. Because in the Alps, large trees break dormancy early enough. Actually, anywhere they grow, they break dormancy early enough that they'll get snowed on, possibly before the last snow of winter. But here it doesn't snow, at least at our elevation. But these plants are they're both the sugar maples and the larch trees can grow near each other. They live in like similar hardiness zones, like 5 or something. Like a hardiness zone is 6 or 5. Yeah, 5, I'm guessing. I'm also very excited because I planted these off camera, but these are aspen cuttings, and it looks like they already had some of the purple gel residue on them, and the bases of the cuttings were very flared out, and they had these little bumps on them, which probably means that these were already rooted. And then after they started showing signs of the hormones, then they were shipped to our house or whatever. And now I got them and unwrapped them out of a Christmas present. No, I also got some willows. I have way too many willows, but I will see what I can do with these weeping willow cuttings. Now, they were growing, and now they're exposed to cold weather, so these were probably started at indoors. But yeah, they're weeping willow cuttings, and I'll keep them in here. It's a big container. You can see what everything does when they're in this big container. They grow profusely throughout the growing seasons. Yeah, so today I am going to start with the sugar maples. They're smaller and easier. With the larches, I might put them back in the containers they're already in. We'll see. But now I am going to get a tray to work on. Alright, I got the tray. It's just a plastic tray. It's been holding up for many years. I don't know when we got it. I don't know what kind of plastic it is. But that doesn't matter. I'm going to use it so that I don't get dirt all over the place. And I need to find, hopefully my phone doesn't tip over. But maybe, yeah, I'll bring it you a little bit closer. So there, you can see, and now I'm going to begin, finally, combing them out. So I'm using my root rake for the second time, I think, since I got it. The first time was with my Haworthia, and they're still doing very well. Having a little bit of a dry, cold period is nice for succulents. When there's not much light, many cloudy days, you should not water your succulents often. It also depends on how hardy they are, but I'll do another video about succulents, maybe in late spring. Maybe I should wash these first, I don't know. So there's one, and then the second one seems to be way more vigorous, even though it is shorter. It has way more roots, but it hasn't grown that much. So I'm going to be doing root pruning, and now these, in this climate, these will probably break dormancy in March, possibly early March. Most maples do that at that time of year, but where they live naturally, they break dormancy in late April, and even into like early May. So, yeah. Push all the dirt to the side, and actually I will put it in the cup. I've put it in the cup. So now it's time for the root pruning. So now I'm going, sorry, it's just adjusting my sleeve. I need them rolled up. And my forearms are cold. So yeah. Now, this is the first most exciting work I have done on these. Should I? I think I should rinse these off, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So here is one of the sugar maples, and I'm just dipping it in here, swishing it around. Getting all that soil out. I bare root every single tree I have. It's for the benefit, and I even do it to my pines. They don't have any problems doing it. So that is rinsed. I also clean the tray. And then this one. And just do that. And then I'll kind of fluff up the roots when I am back at the table. Alright, I'm ready to root prune. Now, there are some people downhill who are acting a bit funny, so don't be concerned if you hear people who are making weird noises. Oh no. But here, I have roots right here. They don't look very healthy. If I prune to here, I'm probably not gonna be very pleased with the results, because these are not very healthy roots, and I am going to fluff them up now. I gotta kind of open them up so I can see all the individual roots. I'm gonna use these. Now I can't. They're not so long that I can spread them out all over the place on this kind of tray or whatever you call it. But I just gotta do it laterally, I guess. And they're all going very down. I need to find some good roots. There's one that looks very fresh right here. My hands are cold. All right, now that's a healthy root. And then there's one here. And I think I'm gonna just prune to that one. So there's this. I'm gonna prune just a little bit further up the root. Because I also want to keep the ones up here. In fact, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cut that one. It went straight over the camera. All right, now, should I do any root pruning here? These, I probably should not touch them. I want strong growth on the maple, and I want it to be very, very vigorous next year. Okay, let's see. I have a lot of containers. I have some large containers for the larches, and I think maybe these two sugar maples should... Let's see. I think they'll be fine in this square container. So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm not ready to walk the dog yet. Yes, I am making a video. My dog got a new bone, and she's behind me somewhere, chewing it, and you just give her bones. She's very obsessed with it because there's a bunch of meat on it. Probably like cow bones or something. I'm just stirring up the soil right now. So that it wasn't all compact. And now I can plant the first one, and I want to arrange it so that those roots are not just so that they're not like bent and crooked. So now they're all radial. Good thing I left a stub so that I'm sticking that stub in the ground. And then I'll lift up the seedling and kind of do this as I pour the soil in. So now it's time to root prune the next sugar maple. Also, the scientific name of this is Acer saccharinum, I believe. So this one I didn't really need to fluff up the roots back up, and there's lots of different root hairs. So I can prune there, the taproot in half, but now I think, okay, let's see, this root, I'm gonna prune to here, and the bigger root here, I can prune to here. I made the opposite mistake most people make during the first year of bonsai. A lot of people prune their roots, they don't prune their roots enough their first year because they're afraid. I mean, I get it. It's a task. It is something that kind of worries people that maybe they'll kill the tree. Actually, I can prune this a little bit more, but you gotta find a balance to how much you take off. So now I'm not gonna take off anymore. There's lots of root tips. And that is as far as I want to go if I want to keep this very, very vigorous, so that I get at least a foot long extensions on this. And I'm not paying attention. I'm not focusing on like growing them slowly yet right now, because these are large leaf species of maples, and Therefore, these are going to be on the larger end of the size of my bonsai. So I'm going to put that in the container, and I'm going, yeah, so there. There's this one. I'm going to pour the soil on quite high, because I might not actually have to get new soil for them, because there's a lot of, I haven't refined the roots yet, so the roots are kind of, the first roots are just under the very top of the pot, and when I water this, the soil is going to sink a little bit, so I'm going to get some new soil. The moss will allow me to cover up the rest of the root hairs that are sticking up, but I'll do that after, probably after I stop recording the video. So that is the sugar maples. Now there is a lot of room in this container for roots to grow, and some strong growth next year. I'm not gonna focus on pruning the top of them, because actually on a lot of them I don't really see many buds along the trunk. The smaller one has buds all over the place. I don't know how. I don't know why it didn't really grow that much, because it has a lot of roots, but it also has a way bigger tip bud than the seemingly stronger one, and I don't know why. But that is the sugar maples, Acer saccharinum. Now that's different from the silverleaf maple, silver maple, which is related, but it's Acer saccharum. It's a bit more shorter. So now it's time for the larches. Okay, I have found a container that hopefully is big enough for both of these to fit in. This is a plastic bonsai training pot, and my arms are very cold. I'm not even getting dirt on my forearms, so what does it matter? Oh, I mean, it is a cold day. It's a high of like around 50, I believe. And a low, I think we went to 40. So yeah. So a high of 10 degrees Celsius and a low of 5 degrees Celsius. Okay, so now I'm going to get the larches, and they're right here, but I gotta cut the wrapping over, and I'm gonna kind of push that to the side. I'll pull everything out of them. There's nothing in here that I need to keep. There's just weeds and Lactusa crisarifolia, whatever it is, prickly lettuce. I'm going to overturn this. Let me just pull this big weed. Oh! Okay. Now, everything else, okay. Okay, this pot is just absolutely full of roots of weeds that I don't need to keep. And if I keep the roots, then I'm going to keep the weeds. So some of them might sprout from the roots. I think I'm going to have to shake out the rolled up parts of my pants, because they are very full. I mean, there probably is a bit of soil on them. So now here it is. I'll do some root work, and I'll probably reduce the roots a little bit. So I think for now that this is quite big enough. And I'll also be pruning the tops. There's buds all over them. And yeah, so there, my scissors, and I'm going to move the, okay, so now, okay, my phone is not completely vertical, which is good. Otherwise, it's just teetering. I'm going to put the pot over there. I'm going to cut it, and, because, well, I think cutting is an order. I can't tear this with, gotta push the blades of the scissors together so that they actually touch. This is really hard to cut. I'll let you know, because this is taking a while. I'll let you know when I'll show you when I'm done unwrapping both of them. I can hear the Oakland trains. I don't think I've ever heard that before. But they're going off. I can hear the horns. Can you hear that? That is interesting. They live, I mean, oh, what the fuck? Oh yeah, fine. I said a swear word now, and I think I've said it before. But I apologize. Yeah, but I've never heard that before, and I don't know why I said they live. No, but I'll show you when I'm done unwrapping the larches. All right, I have unwrapped the larches, and I guess there's paper, I guess napkins here, so that they would stay moist, I guess. They wouldn't dry out. But yeah, so I'm going to remove that. And there's a lot of the fallout from when these were getting fall colors. Now I have no idea where these came from. Oh, it's all slimy. Oh God. Oh. I'm gonna use this. The first one was fine, but now this one is all mushy. It's like, I don't know, it just turned into goo. And hopefully, I don't know. Oh. It literally looks like goo. These are not coming out in one piece. This is not very convenient. I mean, I think they could have put something else on them that wouldn't fragment and turn into mush. But yeah. Alright. The tag on this one is very far. Okay, this is Japanese larch. The tag says. So, yeah. This one is Western larch. That is cool. So these are different kinds of larches. That is very cool. I'm going to save these tags, because I'll probably have no idea how to tell the difference. But yeah, I'm going to get this mush, and I'm going to put it over there. And I'm going to get the pot and switch places with the mush. Yeah. So now I'm going to add the pot. Yeah. Okay, so the taller one is, and okay, so the Japanese larch grows more upright, and then the Western larch grows more outward and sideways. Interesting. I don't know if that's how they grow, or if this was just, if the taller one was just kind of tightened or wrapped up like a Christmas tree to keep the branches all like upright along the trunk, like a Lombardy poplar, but we'll see. The western larch definitely has some viable branches low down. And I'll probably have to regrow some of the branches because some of them look quite weak. But now, okay. So I'll be right back. I gotta empty all the roots. All right. Now I can. Oh, it comes out in one nice piece. It's very heavy. So now I'm going to begin combing out the roots in a radial pattern. Now, how would I show you this? How? I don't know. We'll see. And actually, I'll show you. Okay, you are balancing and leaning precariously against my sweet acacia, which is being held back by a rock. And now I will get the larches. Now, this is a bit precarious. Actually, I'm going to change the position that you are in. This is not really working. This is taking very, very long. I cannot find. I'll keep finding solutions. Okay. I found a solution. You are leaning, you're like kind of resting and nestled in my Chinese pistache forest. So we're all good. And now I'm going to work on these. I think I can move you a little bit. I'm gonna take out these screens. Okay. I don't want any of these wet leaves touching this screen because then they'll do weird things. There's already so many leaves on this soil, so I don't need to bother about that. But yeah, okay, so we're good. Perfect. So yeah, now I'm going. All right, we're good. So good. That's good enough. Okay. So here, the root bases. I don't know that it might determine how tall we want our tree, or I want my tree. I'll start with the American larch, the smaller one that still has its needles, and I'm gonna put this one over here. Focus it one at a time. So I'm gonna comb the roots out radially. The roots are black, but I'm confident that this tree is alive. I'm gonna be gentle. I'm not kind of furiously combing. So yeah, I'm gonna comb this side out as well. And I expect this video to be a bit more long. It's growing in very nice soil. The soil is nice and crumbly. I'll try to save some of the soil. I don't know how well I will be able to do that, but I'll try. If any, and the only roots I'm breaking are the ones that are going in bad directions. What? Dad, I am not done. Alright. Oh, there's some ponies. It feels like there are some larger tangling roots. There are so many roots. Right. This is, oh. I don't want to use my scissors because I'll dull them like really fast. I want to get I'm gonna rake this out and then I'm gonna rinse the roots. Alright, I just tore off a nice chunk. Oh, so there's a very winding and twisty taproot in there. I'm gonna go rinse this. I'll be right back. Okay, I have washed the roots. I gotta find that very twisty root. I want to comb these out. I'm gonna try to comb them outward, pulling away, so that they're not all kind of tangled in one downward pointing mass, I guess. Okay, so that root has molded itself into place. And, oh, yes, finally. So you can see, I'm starting to see the actual organization of the roots. Like, there's a central taproot. And these side roots coming off. So, but they're all overall going downward. So I'm going to prune off. I'm going to prune this part of the taproot off. Oh gosh, it's hard. Okay, there. Let's see. Can I simplify that a little bit more? I think I can. There's so many roots on this. I might have to do this pruning. I'm pruning a little bit at a time. There's so many roots in here. Oh, just flick dirt in my face. I think I can cut a little bit more off that main taproot. Those roots are just going down way too far. And there's one that's curving down like this. You can see it's quite not a bold. You can see there. It just goes straight down. So I'm going to prune it at the angle. I'm going to prune the rest of the roots kind of flatter. And I also got to prune the canopy to kind of be suitable for the roots, because if it's not balanced, one or the other will grow slower. I mean, I might have all these. I mean, look how disproportionate that looks. So I want to balance that. This whole tree, oh, okay, it's alive. I just want to make it sure. I just scratched the very first layer of skin, so I'm going to prune the tip now. I'm gonna find a height to prune it at. I saved a lot of root hairs, so I'm confident it's going to grow, but these little shoots here are either broken or just very weak. I'm cutting them back just to little bits of stubs. And then I will, because I'm not focused on like growing them out right now, because it's winter, but they'll grow back. I see some living buds on every single one of them. Okay, how? Okay, so the pot, this, I think it's around 3 years old. It could be 2 years old. They're very fast growing trees. But I'm gonna prune. There's one at the top here. That. I'm gonna prune to the top like that. I'm gonna prune this year's extension from the top. So that, I don't know if they grow from cuttings, but I don't need the cuttings from these larches. So this is the American larch. That's the Japanese larch. So yeah, I will. Now I'll get that next one. And we'll see how this one is. So I'm gonna do the same thing. There's a lot thicker of a layer. Oh wow, the soil's way more crumbly. And loose, which makes me think there is less roots in here. So the other one was just very packed. It was very tightly packed in here, but this one has some large roots growing off to the side. Yeah, this one is giving me a lot more, I guess, relief. It's giving me a lot more slack. But the roots are very, very crazy. You can see it was growing in this kind of reddish, iron-rich clay, I guess. There's still some of the residual soil around it. It appears that this could actually be bonsai soil. It's possible. So I will wash this, and then I will go to root pruning. All right. All right. So now, look at that. These roots. It's all one plane of roots. So this is gonna take a while. It's a few years, and I mean that. So I think there's a lot of roots on this side, and a lot of roots on this side. There's a space here, doesn't have many roots. So I'm gonna cut there. I'm gonna cut these long roots back. Now that you can see here, This is a nice root, but then it starts to go down, so I'll cut it right here, and then this one here. That's the basic steps, and then that's a crossing root. I do not want them fusing. There's a dead branch here. So I'm gonna prune it a little bit more. Oh. This root. Any roots that are going in a nice direction that aren't where it's all flat, they're going straight down. So that's unfortunate, but I'm gonna just. There's a very weird root. You see how that one just curves? It goes out just a little bit, and then it curves under the. It's this one here. And it's just going really weird. So I'm gonna cut off the bad part of that root, the one that curves back under the tree. Okay, so oh god. This one, you can see the tree will be sitting like this, but this one curves up. And that might be all I can do. Again, I'm not root pruning it too severely. I'm leaving lots of root hairs on it. But this is, this will have, a lot of time will have to be put over the years to perfect this root system, because there are a lot of flaws. Yeah. Actually, there is a large root here. It's a bit disproportionately large. Alright, I need to single it out. Okay, it is. I think it's fusing. It's fusing with all these smaller roots. I'm trying not to cut through a nice root that is right behind it. Alright, I think I can do this. I'm getting clay in my face. Okay, I got it. That is all. For those larches. These. And now I'm going to plant them. I might save the soil. So I'm going to plant them in the container now. I forgot to prune the top of the Japanese larch. Alright, so here. Where are my scissors? And I gotta get the dirt out of my scissors. Still a bit more. I'm gonna rinse my scissors out. Okay. Now, I'll prune all these branches short for now. I don't know which ones I'll be using. Prune these lower ones off. I won't be using those. And we have warm winters, so warmer winters than the winters that these grow in. So it's actually safe to repot these at this time of year. If you're in a warm climate like coastal California. Where should I prune the top? I'm going to prune it. And I won't be able to tell the difference because these little branches are all going upward. I want this to be around a similar size. So I'm going to prune it. I know this is off camera, but yeah. Okay, I'm pruning it here. There's the top. So there it is. I'm going to prune this branch off, leaving the bud at the base. Okay. That's pretty nice. A lot of these branches are so thin. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can tell the difference between the two. There's the American larch and the Japanese larch. So now here's the container, and it already has drainage screens built into it, so I'll put the larches right over those as I fill in the soil, but I need to put in a base layer at first, and I dumped all the soil out right here in a pile. Oh, wait. Yeah, gotta get all these roots out. I don't want a bunch of roots. This is very, very good soil. Need to find all the roots. There's alright, so I'll just grab them by the handfuls. Yes. My dad wants me to walk the dog. I'll get to that. But yeah. I think I'm gonna plant the trees now. So there goes the Western American larch. This is the Japanese larch. Gonna stand them up a little bit, because I'm gonna get some rocks for them. No, I will put the remainder of the soil on first. To find a bunch of soil that doesn't have roots in it. There's still a lot of nutrients in this soil. But this video is getting very long, and I'll pause it until I'm done, and I'll show you what it looks like after.